was gonna try to hock a loogie out the window, but I don't know. I thought better about it.
Yeah, that's a bit far.
Yeah. At least we got some air flowing in this house now. Kids, never buy an apartment without a ceiling fan.
Yeah.
What?
That sounds like you're fingering something.
Well, whoever she is, she's wet and loose.
And apparently noisy.
Poor Echo.
He's not even. Did you hear any of what we just said?
Something about wet and loose.
He was shaking up his normal vape juice. And I tried to look at him like, what? And I said, it sounds like you're fingering something.
Because it sounds like... And so I said, whoever she is, she's wet and loose.
I think the queen heard that and it wasn't from her, you know, I think she'll kill you and she'll probably end up killing that person. Maybe.
Most likely.
Yeah, we'd have
But you're not loose.
helicopter. Sometimes you have a hard time going.
That's because my fucking knees are just like... Whew. I need to get fucking like knee pads or something. Spray like stick them on my knees or something. Or Flex Seal. Spray Flex Seal on my fucking knees.
I should do that as like a joke.
Knee pads.
Knee pads for your birthday. And you open them in front of mom and dad and you're just like, I'm like, they're for work.
But I don't need them for work.
They don't know that.
If you were like, I meant to get knee braces, then I'd be like, okay.
That would work too. I could do knee braces and say it's for work.
To be honest, I think I'm gonna have an ACL tear pretty soon.
What?
I think I'm gonna have an ACL tear.
What's an ACL?
It's a ligament or a joint in your knee.
I've already had that.
You've torn your ACL and had surgery on it.
I didn't have, not on my ACL, but I have torn ligaments in my knee. Why do you think if you look at the way my knees are, this one in particular, the way that it bends like this is where I tore it. Because I fell. I ended up being in a brace for 2 weeks. I gotta pee. And I'm gonna peek in on her. Will you put the damn toilet seat down?
Okay, so the ACL is tissue that connects the thigh bone to the shin bone at the knee. It's very painful
I mean,
if you tear it.
Oh, so it would explain why my knee hurts all the time. Because it's like, oh yeah, you tore some ligaments and tendons in your knee. You just need a brace for your knee. You'll be fine.
You got some shitty doctors back in the day.
Back in the day.
Yeah. Fucking shit. Back in my day. Still there, Echo?
Yeah, I'm looking at different games on here.
Fucking shit, that's a lot of spice. Oh well. Have you ever had the Weber's kickin' chicken seasoning?
Weber? Never heard of
Yeah,
it.
no, Weber.
I've never heard of it stuff. Oh, they have Crisis. Oh, okay. Crisis Remastered.
Well, it's a... So, like, Weber's like a grill company, and they make seasonings. And this kickin' chicken seasoning is the best.
Okay.
Kickin' Chicken.
Kickin' chicken.
Kickin'
We'll
Chicken
kick you.
sounds like a code name.
Operation Kickin' Chicken is now in effect.
I gotta admit,
Yeah.
I was a little annoyed about the whole back in the day thing. But then again, I think about it, that was 8 years ago.
Yeah, so you had some shitty doctors.
Yeah. And that was in the fucking emergency room.
Yeah, so they didn't know what the fuck they were talking about, obviously.
Did you put any mayonnaise on mine?
No.
You left the phone in here.
Oh shit, bring that over, please.
Oh no. Or mayonnaise.
Fuck you.
I just found out that there's a new strain of COVID out.
Yeah, but according to the CDC and doctors, the vaccines that are already out are covered under the strain, under the new strain.
For sure, I don't trust that. Honest, because they say it's a stronger strain of the virus.
From what I heard, the only thing that is new about it is
excuse me.
oh, what was it? The intensity of the symptoms.
Yeah, it's more.
So it's more so of like, example, Babe's
Grandparents?
grandparents, not the one that passed away from it. The other side, on his dad's side, they both have recently caught it, and they're both doing okay. Pawpaw is having coughing. Mina can barely taste and smell. It would just more so be amped up. So, will you stop?
What's he doing?
He's clicking back and forth between the auto sign and the CD.
Never. CDP.
I knew.
No. Codcaster.
Okay.
See, it didn't burn it this time.
Not really.
I did toast the bread though.
Yeah, okay. Still taste good. It would just be like, let's say, if someone who got it the first time, all they had was a minor cold, but they still had like their taste and smell.
What the flying fuck are you talking about, bitch?
Me?
Yes, you.
I'm
It's
talking about COVID, the new strain of COVID.
fake news.
I'm just saying what they are. I am just telling Echo what I have heard of it. So basically, let's say I were to get it and I would just feel like I had a head cold. I would just feel pressure in my head and that would be it.
Well, there's also the fact that you and I both think that we've had it before, because there was that, like, for like 3 weeks where I had something that I didn't feel very well.
Yeah, and then I had it back in,
You had
November.
something, we're speculating, we're not sure.
Yeah. In like November, December-ish of 2019, I just felt like absolute garbage. I couldn't move. So we both think we've had it already. But
Because I've come into contact with several people. And recently, last week, somebody texted me when I was on my way back to the shop, and they're like, hey, just by the way, I just got my test back, and I'm positive for COVID. And I had talked to that person. I was like 6 feet away from them, but I still talked to them.
yeah.
So, like, I mean,
I know you.
like, there's still a whole lot of unknown about the virus that, like, we still don't know about.
Yeah.
Like, we know that social distancing does pretty well. We know that,
Masks are iffy.
masks, like, yeah, you talk to one person and they say they're effective. You talk to a different person and they say they're not effective. I don't know. But, like, then there's the whole shit with the vaccines. Like, I'm not gonna get one.
Neither.
There's no point.
Plus, how do we know this new strain of COVID is out? Is it because of the vaccine? Nobody knows. And then, like in France, Babe and I heard one morning as we were taking him to work that in France they're making a list, not public that they say, but they're making a list of people who are declining getting the vaccine. Like, okay, so they're doing that. who's to say they can't use that if somebody were to get a hold of that? Who says they can't use that as a bio?
Here's what I say. Minors under the age of 18 should get it. And people over the age of 65 should get it.
Or if
And then it should be voluntary.
Or if they have a serious medical condition.
Right. But in the case of my mom, where she's allergic to several medications, and she's heard that with like with them testing the vaccine, that like several people have gotten allergic reactions from it. She's not gonna take it, and I don't blame her.
She doesn't want to risk that there's something in it that she's allergic to.
Yes, but there's also the rumored 666 House bill that they tried to pass either last year, I think it might have been early last year, where if there was a vaccine that was created for COVID, that they would pass that and everybody would be forced to get it.
Right.
So like if that is true, that because like the dude that said it's pretty cagey and like very anti-government and things like, I mean, he believes in government, but you know, he's, you know, like far right.
Yeah.
So theoretically, if that were passed, my mom would not have a choice but to get the vaccine. And if she were to die from an allergic reaction, I would sue the government for millions upon millions of dollars.
Right.
For A, an unconstitutional law that was passed.
Yeah.
B, a negligent death. And C, just for the fuck of it. Because Joe Biden's president.
Well, I would.
Oh, sorry. It's gonna be pedophile Harris or whatever her first name is. The one who passed like the thing where if they're like 10 years.
10-year age.
Yeah.
Difference, yeah. The thing that I
Fuck
really,
that. So like, if a 50-year-old guy or does something, like you're gonna prosecute him, but like if an 18-year-old has sex with an 8-year-old, you're gonna be okay with that? Fuck that. No, it's wrong either way. If an 18-year-old has sex with an 18-year-old, that's fine. Alright? If an 18-year-old has sex with a 19-year-old or a 20-year-old or a 21-year-old or a fucking 50-year-old, they're fucking 18. They can make that fucking conscious decision. Alright? An 8-year-old can't make that fucking conscious decision where they're like, no, I don't want that.
See, and I think sexual consent age was like.
Sexual consent age should be fucking 21.
I mean, like with the shit that happened with me and Matthew.
Okay.
I was 18. He was 16, turning 17. If his parents so chose, they could charge me for rape. And the proof is laying in that bed.
But like,
I feel like
that's
at that point, I feel like at that, it is his decision.
But given the fact of one of my former coworkers from Mellow Mushroom, he is going through a whole fucking shit show of a court case where his daughters accused him of sexual or molestation of a minor. Not his daughters, but his daughter, because he told his daughter and her friend, hey, you can't listen to this, you can't, there was like some artist, either like an actual artist or a musical artist or something, excuse me, something that was like abused as a child or something like that, and they were sitting there like spouting off like you know, basically they were trying to do good work, like, hey, if you think you've been abused or something like that,
Yeah.
you know, speak up, which is fine. But then they were also listening to this other person, which I think was a musical artist or somebody that does a podcast or some bullshit, that claimed to have been molested as a child but wasn't, or something like that, because like this guy did his research. Anyway, long story short, his daughter wasn't happy with him saying, hey, you can't do this, and he took away her phone, her laptop, and like anything that could connect to the internet from her. So her and her friend accused him of molestation of a minor. And not only that, but like the detectives questioned his 4-year-old daughter, who doesn't know any better,
Yeah.
and basically asked if he had touched her. Not, she's 4.
Yeah.
She doesn't know what inappropriate touching is, but they asked her, had he touched her? And she's like, yeah, he helps me into bed. Not thinking anything of it. She's 4. He puts her hand on her butt to help her get up the bunk bed, or whatever. So he's dealing with all, I don't know, it's been 2 years, 3 years now, that I heard about this. And as a religious person, I have not stopped praying for him. Because...
Yeah, because stuff like that is bullshit.
Yeah. But the prosecuting attorney doesn't care. And this is why I hate why this whole, like, American society today is guilty until proven innocent. Whereas, if something were to happen to me on a property, right? Let's say some teenager was at home alone and I was treating a property, right? I don't see anything. I don't do anything. Oh, I just do my job and I leave.
Yeah.
Right? Let's say that they say that I touched them inappropriately. Right? Everybody would come out of the woodwork to damn me to hell. Because it is guilty until proven innocent, whereas like 20, 30 years ago, it was innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah. And that's why...
And because I'm white.
And that's why I feel like all cases, especially when it comes to any sort of rape, both sides should be lie detectors.
Oh, I would fucking pass that shit in a heartbeat. There's certain emotion, like... Hang on, I'm trying to... There we go.
Well, it's a lot harder to fake those when you think, man.
Well, here's the thing. Remember when you asked me about my ex?
Yeah.
Because I was getting phone calls from her? Remember how vehement... Like, how emotional I was when I was denying all of that.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to make sure you knew that I was not getting involved with her again. Certain people can make that up. Like, actors could like, make that up or whatever, right? Whenever I get accused of something, I will not let it die until it is known that I didn't do it. Which is why, like, I'm not afraid of getting accused of something bullshit like that. Because, like, I know that, like, all my coworkers, and I know my boss, and, like, the vice president, the manager, the operations manager, they all know that I would never do that. They know I love my family. They know I wouldn't jeopardize y'all's quality of living for something stupid.
Exactly.
Which is why I don't worry about, like, some dumbass teenager saying something. It's like the one dumbass teenager that came out of their house and said, "Hey, did you look at me through my window?" And I said, "What?" And they're like, "I was changing upstairs in the bedroom." I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." But you looked up at me. I said, "I looked up to make sure I didn't spray the house. I didn't see anybody in any window."
Yeah.
Which was awesome because the homeowner actually came outside and told their dumbass teenager to get back inside, and then they apologized for how stupid their child was. But, like, it just pisses me off The like, especially the woman in Texas that I told you about. She had like accused like X amount of people.
She accused like 48 different guys of rape.
And got 5 of them convicted, and she got a number of them convicted. 5 of them had completed their sentence.
Yeah, 5 of them had completed their sentence before. I don't remember what specifically happened.
Before it was found out that she was lying.
Yeah, every single one of them was a lie.
Hope she got in trouble.
Oh, she did.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 100% certain that she did. Because
she did, but she only got like 100 and some odd days in jail.
That's bullshit. She should have gotten the death penalty. Because you know what? She's gonna go to a different state and she's gonna fucking do it again.
She should have gotten as many years as those 5 guys had completed.
And not to mention, they were on the sex offender registry.
Combined.
They were on the sex offender registry.
Yeah, and once you're
Their whole lives were fucking ruined.
Yeah.
Could you imagine trying to get I can't imagine trying to get a job with that fucking shit.
Oh, it's very hard. I watched Matthew's father go through it.
Well, he also deserved it, didn't he?
Yeah, he was creepy.
Well, with you should have reported him. You should have called and been like, hey.
He was in his shorts.
But him suggesting you walk around naked.
Yeah. That's when I went upstairs and I played Minecraft until Matthew came home, and then I told Matthew what happened. Or I told Matthew the next day, and then he went downstairs and confronted his dad. And his dad was like, whatever Cassidy said, yeah, it happened.
Yeah, he's a dumbass.
Yeah.